Hello everyone. So in today's session we are going to learn about touch sensor, and by using the touch sensor we are going to create a piano which is our touch based. So here you can see we have a touch sensor. So this is your touch sensor, as you can see. Now here you can see it has 4 panels or 4 pads. So these 4 pads are different sensitive pads which are capacitive sensitive. Now here if you look at the pins carefully, you will see that it has 6 pins, apart from traditional components which we have seen, or the devices that they have 3 pins, but apart from that it has 6 pins. Now thus in the 6 pins, if you see, we have like the 4 pins for the first one are for the 4 panels, and after that we have the VCC and ground. If you want to see it, you can look at here. If you see carefully, you will see that from here it is VCC, then we have ground, output 4, 3, 2 and 1. So these are the 4 panels for which we have this pins. And if you see carefully, you will see that we have LEDs here. So we have LEDs D4, D3, D2, D1. These are corresponding to our touch sensors. For example, if I press here, that is in panel 1, so D1, that is your LED in first panel, will glow. So by that we can also identify which panel we have pressed. Apart from that, we will fetch the values from these pins, the starting 4 pins, that is our output pins, and serial print this value to see what are the values we get when somebody press here. So there is one more thing, that these panels are your digital sensor, like it will whether give us a value that is 1 or 0. So let's try it out how we can do it. So the components which you required for creating the piano, that is your breadboard for making the circuit connection. We have a touch sensor, then we have Arduino for controlling. We have some jumper wires which we use to connect all the components, and we have a buzzer. So this is our buzzer which will produce the sound, like if you see it, okay. So this is your buzzer which has 2 pins, a positive and one negative, you can see. So positive is written over there, so this is your positive pin, this is your negative pin. Okay. So let's study that. Okay, so for that let's go to our sketch. Now before going to the sketch, let's connect our sensor. So for connecting the sensor, we are going to use some, here you can see these are male strips, so we are going to use female wires or female jumper wires. So let's use them. So here I am using 4 jumper wires for your output pins. So let's connect them. So we have connected the 4 output pins. Now we have left with 2 pins, that is your power pins. So we need 2 more jumper wires for them. Now our connection has been completed. Now let's give them a power supply. So for giving the power supply, we will use this VCC and the ground pins, the first 2 pins. So the VCC pin is your like in black color. So let's connect it with the 5 volt and ground with the ground. So like this we can power supply the sensor only. Now as I have told you, this is a digital pin. So we already know this section is our digital section. So we can use this wire and plug it in our digital section. Let's say plug them in these 4 pins. Okay. Here you can easily see it. Okay. So we have connected it, pin number 7, 6, 5 and 4. So these are the pins in which we have connected the output. Now let's use the Arduino code to figure it out, what are the values we will get when somebody press the panels. So for that, first define the pin using pin mode. The pins are 7, which is your input, because we are fetching the values from it. Then we have 6, 5 and 4. So these are the pins which we have connected. Okay. Now what we have to do, let's figure it out, what are the values which we get when somebody press the button. So for that we want to use the serial monitor. So let's initiate it using serial.begin command and pass a baud rate, that is on 9600. Now after that, let's use the baud serial monitor, that is serial.print, and let's say print 7th pin value. So it is a digital sensor, so we will use digital read. Then we will write the pin number, as it will only take a single argument when we read the values. Okay, now let's do this for the do the same for the other pins also. So we have 4 pins. Okay, now let's say another, next will be our 6th one. After 6 we have 5th, and then at last we have the 4th number pin. And after printing them, let's switch to a new line. Serial.print ln. Okay, so let's go to our sketch. Okay, format it. Okay, let's upload this code in our Arduino. So for that, first connect our Arduino with your computer using your uploading cable. Now let's upload it. It might take some time to upload the code for the first time. Okay, so as you can see, the code has been uploaded. Now let's see, for example, if I press the key here, you can see that the LED has been glowing. Now, but what are the values we are getting? We don't know. For that we have to use the serial monitor. So like if you see it here, 1, 3, 4, so corresponding LEDs are turning on. Now let's switch to our serial monitor. Let me show you the serial monitor also. Okay, so this is your serial monitor output. Let's fix it. Let me reduce the size of it. Okay, here you can see that all the values are your 0, 0, 0. Now if I press, let's say our 7th number pin, that is your this brownish one, so it is connected with your D output, it is your 3rd pin. So if I press it, you can see the first one has been like 1, the value of the first. Like if I see, like if I press all of them, you can see every value is 1. When I release it, it is 0. So when somebody press the button, so the values will become to 1, so that we know. Now let's hide it. Okay. So for understanding it, what we can do, we can add some command. So let's see. Press or touch the we get 1. else it is 0. Now what we want to do, with the help of these data, we want to like use create a piano. So let's hide it or let's delete it. Now for using the piano, we are going to use a specific function, that is your tone. So for that we are going to use our buzzer. So let's try to connect the buzzer directly with our Arduino. So we already know how to connect it, that is it has two pins, a positive and the negative one. So here you can, if you see it carefully, let me show you. So if you see it carefully, we have a ground pin here after 13 number pin. So we are going to use that pin. So let's say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and ground. So this is your ground, so it will be connected with this pin. So we have connected like your 11 and your ground. So let's use that pin. So for that, what we are going to use a tone function. So let's use the tone function. Okay, before that we have to also define the pin. So let's say pin mode, then we have the pin that is your 11 and another is directly ground, so it is your output, or you can write it as buzzer pin. Now let's use the tone function here. So if we are using the tone function, we have to just write tone parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis it will take at least 2 value and a maximum of 3. So first will be its pin number, then we have the frequency, let's say 440 Hz. Then if we are adding another variable, that will be your time period, so it will be its duration, that is 1 second, 2 second, like that. First try to see that how will it work, like tone 440 Hz. So let me upload it. Okay, I think we have heard the value. Here you can see, so like it is like continuously ringing, and okay, we have to stop it now. Like it is continuously ringing at a value of 440 Hz. Now to stop it, what we can do, we can also use a function that is your no tone. So it don't take any value. Okay, let's see, let's provide it a delay, that's a delay of 1 second. Then we want to stop it, and let's say after this no tone, what we want another value, another tone. Okay, we want, let's copy whole of them, that it should be of, let's say 7, and it should be of 1, then again no tone. So let's upload the code. Okay, we got some error. Now to stop it, we have a function that is your no tone, and it will take a value or a parameter that is your pin number, so that is your 11. Now what I want to do, I want to create like multiple sounds. So for that, let's use, okay, so after no I want to play this sound, let's say for half a second, and after that I want to switch it. So let's say I do this, copy paste it. Okay, so I have 3 tones here. I will, let's change it, let's say 540, 640. Okay, now let's try it. It will make some noise, so let me remove it. Let me upload the code. So now you can hear that it is like producing 3 different frequencies or 3 different sounds. Now we are going to use, okay, now here one more thing that I think you should know, that we can use this delay in a single line. Like I can comment it, and in the value of here I can provide the delay. It's 500, and I can comment the delays, so it is like it will take less area, and if you hear it, you will see that it is same. Okay, so now let's interface this code with our touch sensor. So we know about tone and no tone to stop it and to play it, delay for the duration. Now let's me delete this code and let's add some if else condition. So if let's say digital read, because we are fetching the values, if digital read, let's say from 7 is 1 means it has been pressed, then what should happen? Then let's say we are going to use the tone function. Okay, let me give it some room so that you can easily see it. Tone, then it will take the pin number, that is 11. After that we have to provide the frequency, let's say 400 for now, and duration, let's say delay, and let's say it is of 200 millisecond. Now if this happen, then do this. Let me close the our window. Now let's use another if, or what I can do, I can just copy this code. We have 4 pins, so I have written 4 times. Second will be your 6, then we have 5, and then 4,